sisters, I wonder what Jesus is doing today. So stay with me as we start this story. Where is Jesus as we start in Matthew chapter 8, verse 14? He's in Capernaum. It's the place, it's the city that he called home for the duration of his ministry life. And there he sees much physical activity as well as spiritual activity. We'll see that here today. It was the only place on earth, think about this, where you could be a townsperson in that area. And a thought crosses your head as you wake up and you say, I wonder what Jesus is doing today. And you'd actually have the answer by the end of the day if you went and pursued him because he was physically there. So the take home today is, I think this is a reasonable, even desirable question that we should be asking. What is Jesus doing today? Let's find him. Let's find him doing some work. It might be finding his people, and it might be finding people that are far away from his kingdom. So where's Jesus going? What's he moving in? Here's the story. It's in Matthew chapter 8, starting in verse 14. And when Jesus entered Peter's house, he saw his mother-in-law lying sick with fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she rose and began to serve him. That evening, they brought to him many who were oppressed by demons, and he cast out the spirits with a word and healed all who were sick. This was to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet Isaiah. He took our illnesses and bore our diseases. So we're just finishing also in Capernaum with the centurion, this man of great faith. And remember the conflict about, can Jesus enter a non-Jew's house? And he offers this break with religious and cultural and written and unwritten rules because entering the house was a big deal. So back to our question of all the places in the universe to practically be, where is Jesus? Where on earth is Jesus? And I wonder what he's doing today. That's a figurative question, but it's also a literal question if you live in Capernaum. And that's where he is, in Capernaum, at the house of Peter. His mother-in-law's there and is sick. And Peter, the one who follows Jesus, though his mother, so two things about Peter. He has a mother-in-law that's sick, and he still follows Jesus. And two, he has a wife, and he still follows Jesus. So Peter's conversion and obedience took place in the context of this family reality of sickness and marriage. So as the story opens, we find his mother lying, feverish, and sick. And this is one of Jesus' easy heals. It's like he says, I got this. He touches her hand. So where is Jesus? He's in this place where he could touch a hand. And who was Jesus with? He was amongst people that were sick, starting with his mother-in-law, then the spiritually afflicted and physically afflicted. Jesus finds this sickness where it lies, right in front of him. So we call him the great healer, and I wonder why. So he's in this place where he could help in this way. Then in verse 16, that evening they brought to him many who were oppressed by demons, and he cast out the spirit with a word. Boom, just one word, and healed all who were sick. So we find many oppressed by demons, and he cast out the spirit. And wait, where were they? They were inside the demons were inside these people, inside the person that they had brought to Jesus, inside Peter's house. So they bring the people inside Peter's house in this town of Capernaum. Remember in Ephesians 6, for we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. So one of the things I just get the impression of is in this story in Capernaum is just the power of Jesus. He cast them out. I mean, just toss it overboard, expel it, drive it, send it away. And the Lord has this power, ability, lordship. We definitely have the right man on our side. He just does this easy peasy with a word. Doesn't have to go on and on, or a big incantation. He either touches or with a word. And he heals all who are sick. And those who had to be physically brought He healed all those who were oppressed by demons, and people had to bring them. So sometimes people can come by their own strength and come to Jesus. And so when we ask the question, I wonder what he is doing today, we can either help people who can come of their own accord, and do come of their own accord. But then this is the one that really hit me today. What about interceding for those who can't come of their own accord or don't want to? So when we ask the question, I wonder what he's doing today, a follow-up question is, who will you bring? I see this person. I see that they're physically sick or too spiritually sick to come of their own accord. And I see someone who's maybe too mad at God. I know people get hurt by people and misattribute it to Jesus. So I know someone who cannot or will not come of their own power. So what? So then I intercede. I bring them. So let's have this gift of identifying. Lord, give us this right now. Who's far away from the kingdom? Who's unable or unwilling to come? Who can I stand in the gap for? Who can I bring before the Lord? Who can I speak for when they will not or cannot speak for themselves? Who can I bring when they cannot or will not come? Who can I enter into the process of healing or of casting out or of identifying, or those who are physically or spiritually sick? So I think a fair question today. I wonder what Jesus is doing today. You could ask that if you were from Capernaum. But in our modern day, let's watch for him. It might be in the laid out or in the feverish. It might be in the upright, prideful, and stiff-necked people. So when we ask, where will he be? He'll be with us. He'll be for us just like he always has been. He'll be standing against what he's always stood against. Demons from outside, rebellious creatures who are without, but then take up residence within. So today, let's ask the question, I wonder what Jesus is doing today. The people in Capernaum could answer that question on a realistic and real-time basis, and so can we. Let's join him in his work. Thanks for listening.